expressed in the following program are those of the hosts and guests, and not necessarily those of the staff or management of Worldwide Digital Broadcasting Corporation.
Having a nooner with Barnhart on WWDB.
Worldwide Digital Broadcasting Corporation.
From the great state of Alabama,
No.
we all put our delegates
No.
to that fat chick or the other guy that can't say his name without yelling. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm yelling.
You are.
Hi.
Hey.
Welcome back.
I'm back.
She was on vacation, Lady Duda McLean.
I was on vacation.
How was
Did
it?
you miss me?
Yes, it did.
It was fun. I was in the great state of Michigan. I was having fun doing water sports and having a graduation party for my niece and hanging with my sister and just, it was lovely.
Funny, I was having some water sports myself.
Oh, were you now?
Oh,
Okay, so I know I missed something important last week. I know I did.
No, you didn't.
I did.
Well-
I did. I missed your tribute to Garry Marshall.
Well, yeah, it came off pretty good.
Okay.
What we did is we edited the tribute out
Okay.
of the show, and John Stiles, our executive producer, who's manning the camera.
He's
back there.
personing the camera.
Yes, he is, and
Politically correct.
we have Ryan Ryan Silva. See, I look at you guys, and it's almost like you're doppelgangers.
Interchangeable?
We're comedians. That's why they call us Ryan Stiles.
I got you. Oh, very good, John.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, Ron Silva's with us. Hi, Ron. Ron.
Ryan,
Ryan. Hi, Ryan.
What? From the great. Oh,
you want to start all over again?
no.
No,
No, I'm already buried. I don't care.
it's okay. It's
Well-
all right.
But Mom, we're happy to have you back.
I'm back now, so it's okay.
Love your haircut.
Thank you.
I love it. I think it looks great.
You know, I went to the lady who used to do all my hairs, color them, and
Don't
it was
say that.
Wait, can we start over?
Yeah.
No,
I'm just kidding.
No, just reel it
It
back.
was getting really shaggy, so I just had her trim it up. I said, leave the top. So I'm having I'm having fun with it, you guys. I'm spiking it, I'm combing it over. Except for when I was doing the water sports and coming back in the speedboat. By the time we reached shore, all that wind in my hair. I now have wind in my hair. It was spiked out like this. I looked ridiculous. It was great.
Are you done?
I am now. Okay.
All right. Well, we do this on occasion because we love this song. Our sassy sister singers do it for us, and it's all about you.
The Camptown ladies sing this song, doo-dah, doo-dah. The Camptown racetrack's 5 miles long, all the doo-dah day.
And that would be you.
That would be me.
God bless you. Lady Duda is with us again,
Thank you, sir.
and we're really happy about that kind of stuff. We've got a couple of things we want to tease today. Got some guests coming in. Mm-hmm. We got Blake Phillips coming in, and he's a radio personality over at KUNV 91.5, and we're going to get him on the phone and chat with him a little bit.
I'm going to be looking forward to that.
And we're doing a little bit of Lee Marvin bit, including Dar Robinson, a story that on Flashback Friday.
Okay.
And then we have Comedy Break with with Jamie. Mac Dryden, I think he's living down in Florida somewhere.
Okay.
I'm not quite sure. We'll find out.
All right.
And but Jamie Elcroft is going to be with us. So
Looking forward to that as well.
yeah, and Norm Clark, is retiring from the RJ. Did you know that?
I think you mentioned it to me the other day. How do you feel about that?
Well, thanks.
What?
Thanks. You really put it to me, didn't you?
No, I just asked you a question.
Well, he was nice to me. I met him, I had lunch with him way back, back when Steve Rossi, comedian,
Okay.
with Rossi and what's his name?
Martin and Rossi.
Thank you. What? What did you
As
say?
opposed to Martini and Rossi on the rocks.
That's
I remember
correct.
that.
Yep.
There you
no,
go.
No, it was Marty Allen
Marty Allen.
and Steve Rossi.
Rossi
yeah.
and Allen.
Yeah. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, I
Let's-
feel like
let's-
I'm watching a ping
let's-
pong game right now.
Let's check the tape.
Let's go to the tape. Yeah.
Is that the tape that you kept or the tape that you don't?
I don't. Anyway, I don't think he liked me very well in those days. Later on, years later, when Robin Williams passed away, I was asked to do a little something, and I did.
Right.
And he printed it.
Right.
And then when I came on this, couple of radio stations doing this talk jock stuff,
Right.
I sent in some information, and I never got published about our transition from one station to this one. And we're very happy here, but I'm really happy that he's found another way to go. He's had some medical problems, and he's working that out, so he'll be fine.
Well, I wish him well. He missed an opportunity to tout, one of your favorite words, a very good show, but I wish him well.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
WWDB Around the World Weather.
Well, I'm not a weatherman.
No.
I
You're
don't
a
look
weather
like a weatherman.
person. Well, you're not a weatherman, no. But you do a really good job letting us know what's going on today
You're such a kiss ass.
around the
When
world.
you say that kind of stuff to me. You know that, don't you?
I'm not. This is one of my favorite parts of our show.
Really?
I feel like a world traveler.
Well, I have dozens and dozens and dozens of cities. I could take up doggone the near hour.
You could. How
I
about
won't.
some highlights?
Good. Good for you. Well, here's a highlight for you.
Okay.
It's supposed to be 113 degrees today here in Las Vegas. This is and I forgot to say this is Bringing Up with Barnhart, Don Lewis Barnhart, and old Lady Doodah here. What was I going to say?
You were talking about how hot it's going to be today here in sunny.
Well,
actually, it's cloudy today, Las
Well,
Vegas.
yeah, it is, and you're worried about your car. 'Cause
I
you
am worried about my car.
I saw your Facebook page, and you were so...
It's so pretty. My husband got it detailed for me while I was
I'm sorry,
gone.
are you married?
I am. You know I am. You met my husband, and we even had.
I was going
a
to go
meal
for
with
5.
him. No, God, 5 makes a knuckle sandwich. 1, 2, 3,
Ooh,
4,
gee
5
whiz.
makes a knuckle sandwich.
Let me get back to...
What? Okay.
We don't worry about your car. You'll get it. It'll be
Okay.
fine. It's 113 today, low of 90. I took Jack
Low
out
of 90.
last night to do his business before he went to sleep, and he went out here and he wandered around. He's such an independent little cuss, and he looked around and he went, yeah, I don't like this.
No,
So we went back in. Well, he did his business.
Yeah, but he wasn't taking his time with it. He was getting
well,
it done.
it's going to go cooling off, though. Saturday is 107 and 103 on Monday. You had a line that I liked. You said anything above 100 is hot, but somewhere around 103 was okay.
When we're coming up into summertime and we're hitting that first 100-degree day, you're like, oh, God, crap, it's going to be 100.
Oh, God, crap.
Oh,
What
God,
a-
crap, it's going to be 100.
Jiminy Christmas, where'd those lines come from?
Right there. But when you're coming down from 115, you're like, oh, thank God, it's only going to be 100 degrees today.
Ain't that nice? In Amsterdam, one of your favorite
I
cities,
love the Amsterdam weather report.
you'd love the people, too.
I know I would.
You got to get over there.
They're very mellow.
It's going to be 70 today. Yikes.
Nice.
70. Ooh.
Nice.
Low of 61. Baghdad, and my son's going over to Afghanistan pretty quick.
That's nice.
The battle comics that he's put together to go over and entertain the troops, that's coming up.
That's very nice.
So,
I
yeah.
admire your son for doing that. I think
Well,
that's awesome.
I haven't talked to him in a long time. We email back and forth. He's
Don
been-
Jr., I think you owe your dad a call.
Well, I'm not worried
Please
about it.
hurry up and do it.
We've gone through times where we don't chat, and he's busy. He's much busier than I am.
Never too busy for a 2-minute phone call.
Well, whatever. In London, it's 74 degrees. Did I say Baghdad was
You
114?
did. Oh, Lord. Hey, it just feels like Vegas, doesn't it?
Yeah. In Paris, 78 degrees. Rome is 84. Toronto's 82. Mm-hmm. And getting back to the homeland, Albuquerque is 96. That's warm over there.
Warm.
Baltimore. No, you weren't. Where were you?
I was in Michigan.
Detroit.
I was outside of Detroit in a place called White Lake, which is just gorgeous.
Is that close to Flint?
No.
So you had did you have any
No, I didn't have
conversations
to.
about that?
No. We didn't want to talk about the Flint water situation.
Excuse me, I didn't mean to do this on you. I was giving myself a wedgie. But that's another story. Fargo, and I love Fargo. I just love to say Fargo. Don't you, John?
Fargo.
Well, since that movie,
I love that.
oh, with the Coen brothers, when
Yeah.
they did that Fargo movie,
Yes.
and Steve Buscemi and all those clowns, great picture. I've seen it maybe shoot, 3-4 times, maybe more.
At least.
And why is that, John? I mean, you're not older than I am. You're about a little bit younger than me, but we're the oldest on the program.
Program.
Why do we go back and look at all those great movies that are in, 10, 15, 20 years out?
Because so much of the stuff today is shit.
Now,
Oh.
wait a minute, can you beep that out? I mean, you can do that when you edit?
Because so much of today is crap.
Well, that's getting into the ballpark of where we can broadcast, because, we do have young people.
Well,
And
the
you can-
movies today are more flash and sizzle than they are about story, character,
Substance.
It's like car crashes, gun shootings, action, adventure, and that's it.
Stop! You're getting right into my entertainment piece where I'm talking about the new Bourne movie.
Well, I was going to talk about you because I love the Jason
Bourne.
Or John Bourne, whatever. Paul Greengrass, I think, is a terrific director. So we're almost done with the weather report. In Raleigh, you can see we're getting down alphabetically. We're going,
I see that.
yeah, to
For those that weren't paying attention, you now know.
and we're going to Zinkville pretty quick.
Oh my.
Yeah, it's going to be cold there.
Alrighty then.
All right, so you're listening to.
WWDB.
Got it right, didn't I?
Worldwide Digital Broadcasting Corporation.
Oh, Ryan, I finally got it right. I did the right cue. It's 12 minutes past the hour. This is Don Lewis Barnhart. I'm bringing on with Barnhart
Got it.
in our program.
Program.
I still can't get over your hairdo. I really can't.
Isn't it great?
Oh, it's wonderful.
I'm so digging this.
What does Harvey say?
Actually, we were out having a bite to eat after he picked me up from the airport the other night, and he looked at me and he looked at me again. He goes, "You know what? I'm trying to get used to the hair." Okay, fine.
So how would he get used to the hair?
One, because I finally have some again, and two, because when I had it before, it looked way different than it does now.
Aha.
Aha.
On the phone,
On the phone.
we have Blake Phillips. Blake,
We
are you
do.
there?
Hi, Blake.
Hello?
Oh, there he is.
There he is.
Hi, Blake.
Ah,
Hey, you know
He
what
was taking a nap.
what we're going to do, Blake, is we're going to go into the editing room. Radio is, this is a radio show. People are listening, and they're hearing you now. And we can take and clip out that big dead airspace, can't we, John?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
we can.
Blake, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. I can barely hear you. It's like it's not patching through or something, but I'll struggle. Go ahead.
Well, we have been, and as a new station, you are a radio personality, and you're on.
I wouldn't go that far.
Well, no, you are. And you're a fine guy. You're on. What is it? KUNV 91.5. We have a question for you, however.
Yeah.
What does the HD2 stand for?
Well, HD2, now in radio, you have FM, and then you have HD, where the FM is carried on HD1, and then they break the signal up into 3, where it's like HD2, HD3. It's kind of like high-definition television, where they take one frequency and split it into 3. So I'm on HD2, which you need an HD receiver to play it over the airwaves. To hear it over the airwaves.
That's why I can't get it.
And do you know anybody that has an HD receiver?
Do I personally? No, but I'm
Yeah.
a semi-cluse anyway, so I don't know.
I don't either. That's why I want to get moved to FM.
Oh,
Okay.
there you go.
Yeah.
Are the HD splinters, the 1, 2, and 3? Are they different genres of music, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a good variety on the HD2, but there's also excellent variety on the weekends on KUNV FM. And that's when they have their specialty programs.
Okay.
They've been around for 35 years. KUNV has.
You and I met a number of years ago, back when we were both on KLAV, AM station, and
Right.
we met then. But I've always admired you because you go out to
Thanks, Don. Likewise.
Well, thank you. You go out to the clubs. You I don't know.
Yeah.
You take your wife out to the clubs, but
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Well, that's nice.
That is nice.
I went to the bunkhouse quite a bit, and but since they closed up and reopened, I'm not seeing the artists that I want to see. Every once in a while. Also another one is the Brooklyn Bowl I go there, which is a really cool venue. I caught a few acts there. It's the kind of music that I play, you know.
And what kind of music is that, if our listeners aren't familiar with what you put out?
Well, you know, it falls under this mass umbrella of Americana, and that's a very wide genre. You know, I mainly play singer-songwriters that you don't hear anywhere else here in Southern Nevada. I mean, I'm playing artists that you won't hear on the country stations, you won't hear on, you know, the indie stations, but they're extremely popular. But Vegas is a weird town, you know.
You're not kidding there, Blake.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
And it's frustrating sometimes. So,
well, let me ask you this then, sir, and if I can interrupt your thought. What is the biggest frustration you have doing what you do?
Well, it's the artists that I lean towards, that I play. They're extremely popular in all over the country. And what's frustrating is when I look at their tour schedules and they're playing in Arizona, they're playing in Southern California, and Las Vegas gets skipped. And that's no reflection on the artist. That's a reflection on the Las Vegas market, is what it is.
Well, I've been skipped many times, so I understand the frustration. Well, thank you, Blake. We're going to have to run. I talked a little bit too much at the opening, so I cut off some of your time. So I owe you.
Oh, no problem.
I owe you a few minutes back, and we'll do this again. So
hey, Don, we got to get together for lunch sometime and just talk then too.
You buying?
Sure.
Oh, man.
Oh, man, how's that? Was that cool?
Can I invite myself along?
Sure.
Okay.
And you would want her along, too, because she looks fabulous. You'll see her on the television.
You don't have to talk me into that.
It's 17 minutes past the hour. Thanks again, Mr. Phillips. We wish you well.
Thank you, Don.
Nice to meet you, Blake.
And we will talk to you soon. This is Earl Bostic, and it's Flamingo. It's an oldie but a goodie, and a great sax player. And we're going to turn the microphone over to Lady Duda.
You know, I haven't really been talking too much about sponsorship lately, so it's time. It's time. You guys have been listening to the show. You like it. It's good. You've been watching it. You like it. It's good. And it's time for you to join the family and sponsor this show, especially the little boutique hotels we have here in Vegas, some of the family-owned restaurants, some of the locally owned places, not the chain stuff. You want to attract those people that are going to be traveling into town, and they're going to see your ads, they're going to hear your ads, because we're worldwide and they're listening to us everywhere. We have a really great deal for you. You can get a 6-for-1 deal for a limited time. We have 6 scheduled broadcasts, the live one plus 5 more during the week. Plus you have YouTube exposure any time of the day or night. Somebody can log on to YouTube, WWDBcorp.net, look us up, listen, and there's your ad again, playing whenever anybody logs on to catch a show. It's a really safe bet, and it's a really good bet, and we really want you guys to take advantage of it, leverage it a little bit. So we want you to give us a call or contact us at donlewisbarnhart@gmail.com. That's his email, but I'll be helping out with it. So for a limited time, remember, 6-for-1. Tag us, please, donlewisbarnhart@gmail.com. Let us know you're interested in sponsoring the show. Remember, this is Vegas. There aren't too many safe bets here. This is one of them.
Well, that was pretty good.
There you go.
You really, well, you told them what they need to know.
I sure did.
6 for the price of 1?
6-for-1 for a limited time only.
And I've been married 4 times. I got 2 to go. No, that's not marriage.
No.
We're talking commercials.
No more marriages. No, it's not good for you.
God bless you. 19 minutes past the hour.
It's Hot Picks of the Week on WWDB.
Did you see the conventions? Were you in touch with that?
I was vacationing and enjoying a break from the real world for a while. I did catch a little bit of the RNC convention. I had a hard time tuning into the DNC convention for a variety of reasons, but mostly busyness. But yeah, they were interesting to say the least.
Well, I have to say it. I called her fat, and I have to apologize because I know the IRS, if she makes it in, is going to be visiting me.
Yeah, and the FBI and the CIA.
Yeah, well, we don't care. But the thing is, well, yes, we do. No, the thing is, When she got up to speak, we're talking about, Miss Clinton. When she got up to speak, I actually kind of enjoyed her rap. I mean, she's methodical and she went, but compared to the guy with the orange makeup, but compared to him, what you said something, John. It was a great line. What was it? A Cheeto? What was that?
He was called on one of the conservative bloggers called him an adolescent Cheeto.
Perfect. But him, I mean, it was all about him. Like I'm going to all the violence and all the troubles we have. I am going to fix it. Nobody fixes it.
No.
It takes a group of people, as she said, and she was very wise to say that kind of stuff, because it kind of put him in the rear end of the deal.
I am a person of action, and to me, actions speak louder than words. So when somebody tries to sway me with their rhetoric, I just sit back and then I watch what they actually do or have done, and I make my decision based on
Well,
that.
I think the fun thing is going to happen between now and November. Bless you. Is that you that sneezed?
Bless you.
Bless you, John. John Stiles, our executive producer, who is partially drunk, but that's another story. We won't worry about that because he edits better when he is.
Oh, more creative.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. Have you seen our television shows?
I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's Johnny's work. I don't do anything except to give notes and then go about my way. But as far as the Democratic and the Republican side, I think between now and November, it's going to be a fight. It's going to be in the trenches.
It's not just that, it's fractious internally as well as externally.
I'm sorry?
Fractious.
Wow. She said fractious.
I said fractious.
Do we need a cast for that, or do we have to wear anything?
No, but look it up, folks, if you don't know what it means.
It's not fractured, it's
No,
fractious.
it's fractious.
All right, very good.
Okay.
22 minutes past the hour. This is my time, I think, is out on my hot pick.
Okay.
I was just kind of disappointed in the whole deal. I mean, they did this on purpose. They're very smart. Here comes the RNC, and they have all these flags and have all the balloons.
Right.
And they come up to the DNC, and what do you got?
Nothing.
Black and somber things, and all of a sudden, the last day they just kicked it loose.
Well, at least they don't have columns and like it's the Parthenon like they did with somebody else.
Well, she could have come out in a fog like he did. That would have been, jeez. I mean, I can't believe these people.
Well, it's not just the fighting within the parties. Now it's going to be the parties fighting each other. But my issue right now is what's happening with long-time friends, lifelong friends, family members that are now fighting over this. I'm at the point I'm actually unfollowing some of the people that I'm friends with on Facebook because I can't stand the slobbering for whoever they're supporting or the vitriol for whoever they're against.
This is your hot pick, by the way.
That is my hot pick. It's driving
I
me.
just want to let you know.
It is driving me crazy.
Well, time-wise, I just wanted you to know.
I know, and we're almost out of time, so I just wanted
you
to.
let me worry about that.
Oh, that's right, because this is your show.
And you're the star.
But I follow direction well. I do. But anyway, I don't want to get all wrapped up in the people blaming each other and calling each other names. And
I do.
I can't stand it, and I just don't have time for it. Considering what I got through this past year, I don't have time for that kind of nonsense. And nobody's going to change my mind anyway. I think everybody who's already made up their mind, and just about everybody has, they're not going to change their minds.
No,
So
they won't.
it would be a waste of time, and friendships and families shouldn't be at risk over it.
And I'm not going to tell you who I'm voting for.
There you go.
I got my ideas, but I'm not going to spill my guts.
You know, a friend of mine observed as she was out and about today that she didn't see people with bumper stickers advertising who it was they were supporting, which is very strange because usually they're out there long before the conventions are even over with. And I actually think that there are people that don't want anybody to know who they're voting for simply because they don't want somebody in their face trying to change their mind.
What's her name? Jill Stein? Is that her last name? Jill Stein?
Yeah, the Green Party.
Yeah, well, she's looking better and better, actually. Well,
She's been on a diet.
eating nothing but greens, I got you.
Heyo.
And Garry, what's his name?
Johnson.
Gary Johnson? I want to smoke a
it's
bowl
Bo-
with Gary and just
Is
see
it-
what he feels about things.
Is it
you
Bob
know?
Johnson? Is it Bob
No,
Johnson?
it's Gary.
No, Gary.
Oh, is it Gary?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to vote for the wrong guy then.
Yeah,
wasn't
he
I?
says he's
Independent?
not smoking now that he's running, but it doesn't mean he's not doing edibles. So one way or another,
All right, we're out of this one.
Flashback Friday on WWDB. Time now for Flashback Friday, where we go back, way back.
God love you, girls, the sassy sister singers, Monique, Ivana, and Joey.
There you go.
I'm going to do a little bit on Lee Marvin. What's so funny, Ryan?
I like that little arpeggio that you just did.
Anyway, I did a show years ago with Lee Marvin.
Uh-huh.
There's a picture of him that we'll show and on the television. And there's a picture of him when he did, what was that, Painted Desert? What was that? What was
Paint
it?
Your Wagon.
Thank you. Or Painted Desert, depending on
Where my husband is playing golf right now.
Oh, good for
Painted
him.
Desert.
And anyway, so Lee Marvin and I was a stage manager or assistant director on this thing, and he was a very kind of like, he always liked to pull your tail, you know, he always liked to.
I can see that.
Yeah, and so I would walk in the first morning I met him, I walked into the production place, and there was the director and Billy Davis, who's not with us anymore, and all the producers, and it was a show about, it was supposed to be a cop show, it was a stunt show is what it was. Lee Marvin played a cop with a little fedora hat and suit. And Dar Robinson, who is also no longer with us, was the stunt guy that doubled for him, and we did a bunch of stunts.
Okay.
We used a helicopter. We went up on the top of the Capitol building in Los Angeles, or Hollywood, and he jumped off the roof. I didn't, but I was up there with him.
The Capitol Records building?
Yep.
The round one?
Yep,
Okay.
13 stories. And we're up there, and it had the big pad in the bottom, and he was supposed to be Lee Marvin,
Okay.
you know, chasing after crooks or whatever, and
Okay.
whatever the storyline was. But I walked into this production office, and I said, "Mr. Marvin, we're ready for you now." He said, "Don, you can call me Lee."
Okay.
Okay, that's what I said.
I
Okay.
will. Alrighty, then I will.
Well, Lee, we're ready for you now. He said, "Fine, Don." He had that kind of a raspy voice, and he kind of, I said, "Okay." So we went out, we did the scene, came back next day, I came in, and I walked into the production. They were all having their coffee and their donuts or whatever. Lee was there, and the producers and the director. And I said, "Well, Lee, we're ready for you now." And he said, "You can call me Mr. Marvin." And I said, "Well," I tried to do an impersonation of him, but I decided I best not. And
No?
I said, we're ready, Mr. Marvin, let's go. And we went out and did the scene. But Dar Robinson, who passed away rather abruptly when he was riding his motorcycle, which is odd because he rode his motorcycle a lot of scenes, a lot of movies, a lot of stuff,
Right.
dangerous stuff.
Right.
And he went around a curve coming back from a production shoot. I wasn't around. This is not my part of my thing. But his family was fabulous. And he went off the road and impaled himself on a cactus thing.
Oh.
And you would think Dar Robinson, who could ride like crazy, did all kinds of stunts, jumped off, buildings and stuff,
Right.
helicopters hanging off the edge and all kinds of stuff, was killed by his own just driving off the road.
That's sad.
So if you are a bike rider, every time I've told this story, I've always say, make sure you're safe.
Yes.
Because this guy was terrific, but we lost a good stuntman.
That's too bad.
Of course, Lee Marvin is gone also. And
Wasn't the lady that he lived with, wasn't that the whole first thing about palimony?
yeah, they started that whole thing.
Oh
She
my
did.
gosh, I know she did.
Yeah, and she got a little good stepping.
She sure did. See, she wasn't even wife number whatever, and she still got money.
Well, I had four, and there went the Porsche.
I know.
When I was a Porsche guy, that's when I broke my leg in
I
the
know.
first Porsche.
But that VW driving is real. I like that car.
Well, it gets me from A to B.
I like that car.
Well, the thing is about that, here's what I learned out in Las Vegas.
Okay.
You don't have to impress anybody. You know why?
Why?
You know how?
Why? How?
Because you drive up to a valet,
Okay.
you get out, you give the guy the keys, and you go in.
There you go.
Who's to see you? Who's to know what you drive?
This is
Who
true.
knows anything?
There you go.
And so you come back out, you give the boy a little tip. I say a boy, I don't mean as because there's older.
A young person.
Or a lady person. Yeah.
yeah.
And you give them your money, and you take your old car, and you go home. Life is good.
Life is always
You-
good in Las Vegas.
So you don't have to, you can drive a junk heap. And my little Volkswagen gets me from there to there, and I'm happy.
There you go.
And I don't have to impress anybody.
We'd like it when he's happy.
Well, Yes, you do.
Yes, we do.
I have to say,
We like the happy Dawn.
you certainly don't want the other one.
No, I don't want the grumpy one, no.
Ah, well, where are we? We're on the Ethel Merman piece, aren't we?
Just about.
Okay, let's go.
There's no business like show business, like no business I know. Everything about it is appealing. Everything the traffic will allow.
Take her out.
Nothing like Ethel Merman on a Friday afternoon. I'm telling you, just get you going. Okay, so the Neon, which is our local resource for all kinds of wonderful entertainment options for the week ahead and for the months ahead, it's in our Las Vegas Review-Journal newspaper, was chock full of really great things this week to go and see. So I've sampled some of them that I'm going to share with you. Now playing, Reba McEntire is with Brooks and Dunn. If you're a country western fan, they are in a show called, aptly, Together in Vegas, and it is playing at the Coliseum at Caesar's Palace. When? Why, it's at 7:30 tonight and tomorrow night.
And how much are the
Here
prices?
are the ticket prices.
Yeah.
These aren't bad. I like these. $59.50
Oh, well, that's reasonable.
to $205.
Yikes.
Yes.
I'm done.
Yes. So this is really a neat thing to go do. And one of the guys in Brooks and Dunn actually has a cookbook out called Cookin' It with Kix. And that is Kix Brooks, half of the Brooks and Dunn duo. So they've got the show, and he's touting, I know how much you love that word, touting a cookbook. So that's fun.
Well, I understand it's a great show. I haven't seen it, but I understand these guys, and they put it together with Reba,
How can you not, you can't go wrong with Reba McEntire.
or Reber.
She's so cute.
Used to call her Reber.
Reber?
Yeah.
Okay. Long running show here in Vegas that lots of people love, and that's the name of it, Love. And it's the Beatles tribute show.
Saw the first one. I didn't see the
I
next
haven't
one.
seen it yet, but they've morphed it, and that's what they've been talking about. They did it before people could get tired of it. So here's the deal. The Beatles were together for 9 years. The tribute show for them has been running for 10 because in Vegas, some things never die. But it's a very good show. It's getting great reviews. It is at 7 and at 9:30, Thursday through Monday evenings at the Mirage. And these ticket prices are a little odd. They're
I'm sorry?
odd. They're $86.11, $86.11 to $196.20.
Oh, man. See, now, John brought this up. John brought this up about having those little teeny cents, 19 cents, 20
Yeah.
cents, whatever.
Yeah.
Because it kind of rounded off for the taxes.
Well, there you go.
But nobody ever says that.
No, but everybody loves love. Everybody loves love. There's a song, and one of these into it about that. But anyway, go see this show. You'll be really glad you did. So there's long running future attractions. Rod Stewart.
Ooh.
If you like my body and you think I'm sexy. Plus he's got spiky hair, so hey.
Stand up. Let's see it.
Nah.
Oh.
He is going to be at the Coliseum at Caesar's Palace August the 3rd through the 21st. That's a future attraction. More future attractions for country favorites. December 1st through December 9th, we've got Terry Clark, Tanya Tucker, Brenda Lee, the Charlie Daniels Band, and Trace Adkins, with more great artists to be announced, and they will be playing at the Golden Nugget, so we'll be talking about those in the months to come. And real quick movie reviews. Bad Moms. Bad Moms got a really good review. They got a B-, but it's really, really funny. And it's basically about 3 moms that fantasize while they're eating breakfast that they're doing it alone with a good book. And one actually fantasizes about getting in a car accident with minor injuries so she can lollygag at the hotel or at the hospital and overdose on sleeping and TV. And last but not least, I saved the best for last. Jason Bourne rides again. Matt Damon is back, boys and girls, and it looks like this is going to be an awesome, awesome movie. So we got car chases and all kinds of other stuff, but the cool thing about it is one of the best sequences is traveling up and down and around the Strip. So we got Las Vegas in the action, boys and girls. And why that's really important is there's all kinds of fun stuff that happens here in Vegas, Viva Las Vegas, the Elvis movies. But one of my favorite things that was actually taped live was taped at the Flamingo Hotel here in Las Vegas. And it was a comedy album by Bill Cosby, of all people, called Why Is There Air? and it was done at the Flamingo in 1966, and he ended up getting a Grammy for it.
Well, Bill has gone under some terrible, terrible stuff
Yeah.
that he, instigated, apparently.
Yeah, not funny stuff either.
And we can't, allegedly and all that kind of
Right,
stuff because he's
right.
going through the court things. But I did a show with Bill way back, and it was probably, early 80s, maybe somewhere around in there. And the
Okay.
show was with Doug Henning. Are you familiar with Doug Henning?
The Magician.
The Magician. And he went off after the show, and he, had his own little personal problems.
Right.
And he went on to, I think he went to India to see if he could
Ooh.
self-levitate legitimately, as opposed to the guys who have all the tricks.
Okay.
And he was a little bit off center, but Doug was, to me, he was fabulous, and I had to work with him and Bill Cosby and sign releases that we could not divulge how we made the elephant disappear on stage. Things of that nature.
I see.
And so I learned a lot about magic, and I love magicians. So, and Doug was terrific. And they called him a little rabbit because of his teeth were a little bit protruding. Just a
see.
tip. And Bill was nice. He had his sweaters and he smoked cigars backstage and stuff. In those days, he was a peach to work with. He was okay.
That's nice.
Now I'm, I had a little experience with him, but
Right.
not a big deal. Just enough.
Who haven't you worked with? Never mind. I just want to hear the
Well,
stories
I-
about the people you have worked with.
Well, you don't want to find out other stuff now, do you?
Eventually, yes, I do.
You do.
I think it'll spice the show up just right.
Flashback Friday on WWDB. Time now for Flashback Friday, where we go back, way back.
And we're going to go back with Jamie Alcroft. Jamie, are you on the phone?
I'm here, Donzie.
He called me Donzie.
Aww.
85 shows I did with Mac and Jamie on Comedy Break. So tell me, Jamie.
Just know I called you Donzie only to irritate you.
Well, yeah, and you were good at that.
And
Thank
now
you.
it's
Thank you very
endearing
much.
and he's smiling, so.
Have you, you haven't met Lady Doodah McLean sitting next to me. You'll see her on TV when the show is edited.
Hi, Jamie.
Well, hey, Doodah.
Hi.
Yeah, and we people have accused us of stealing from Lady Gaga, but Doodah is her real name.
It is. It's my maiden name, so it's valid.
Valid.
It's valid.
So how have you been? We haven't seen each other in quite a while. What have you been doing? What are you up to?
I've been great. I've been working with Phil Proctor from Firesign Theater on a little thing we call Boomers on the Bench, which airs on YouTube.
And it's going to air on
And
this?
my goodness, we have over 100 episodes. They're only about 2 minutes long, so it's a quick fix of comedy. And it's a couple of old codgers sitting on a bench reading out of the newspaper to each other.
Well-
because I now qualify, if not a geezer, as a codger.
How many more years before you achieve geezer status?
I'm studying for it right now. I'm
Okay.
going to take my geezer bar
Okay.
in about 6 months.
Okay, then.
Jamie, I'm going to tell you now. We're going to play a little cut from the Who's on Stage Boomers. So
Oh, cool.
we're going to do that in a little bit. We don't want to talk about Comedy Break for a second, and we had a little opener.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun on Comedy Break together, didn't we, Don?
Yep, and we had a little something we're going to play.
Your captain today is, how about you, sir?
Comedy Break with Mac and Jamie, Saturday night at 10.
Jamie, I wanted to chat a bit about some of the cast members that you had the opportunity to work with over the Comedy Break run. I know you did more than 85 shows. I did 85, and there were another season, I think, that you started with, and
My research says 125 shows.
Really?
That's right. We did 125 shows.
Well, and you did them well, too, because you got picked
And
up.
that first salvo of shows, by the way, Don, was every Saturday morning we would shoot 5 live shows every Saturday morning.
Mm-hmm.
And we'd bring in people like Ruth Buzzy, Tom Poston, Paul Reiser, Ellen DeGeneres, Sinbad, and forgive me if I'm dropping names. Paul McCartney told me that was very tacky to do that. But anyway, we would work with these people, and they would
I hope
only
you got
have
that.
about 10 or 15 minutes to rehearse.
Wow.
And then we
It
had to
was-
throw it on the air. And boy, that was hectic. So when you came along and we changed the format to sketch comedy, it was a lot more luxurious, And as you know, we could really explore the comedy in that particular format.
Well, you know, when I know I had a great time doing it, we did 5 shows a day, if you remember, but they were scripted shows, and what we would do is we would take a sketch that had you and Kevin Pollak, which I understand was his first television show, and so I was his first director as far as TV is concerned. He was a fabulous stand-up. And Jan Hooks, the late, great Jan Hooks, who came aboard, and we're going to play a clip of that when just a few minutes we're going to play that.
And if you remember, we had Maggie Roswell, who went on to fame and fortune with the Simpsons, and she does a lot of voiceovers, and a woman named Marla Frumpkin, who I believe is living in Northern California somewhere.
What was her last name again?
Marla Frumpkin.
Frumpkin.
Yeah.
Huh.
Perfect name for comedy.
Listen, I'm going to play right now. We're going to play just up a couple of minutes of Rim Shot Theater. Okay? So here it goes.
Lord and Lady Fridley, can you recall the precise sequence of events surrounding the fateful coronation ball?
I assure you, Inspector Ryan, that every circumstance surrounding that ghastly occurrence is permanently etched in my mind. I can't...
No, don't think about it,
darling. It helps to talk about it. Subsequent to my morning constitutional, I summoned Dr. Quigley to the manor.
Would it be too personal if I were to inquire as to the nature of your affliction?
Oh, no, not at all. For about a fortnight, I have been experiencing acute pain whenever I went like this.
What, pray tell, did the good doctor prescribe?
He told me not to do this.
Jamie, that was one of the funniest sketch things that we ever did was at Rimshot Theater.
It was great, and we could do it. If you remember, we did Nick and Nora Charles.
That was it. That was Nick and Nora Charles.
Third Man parody.
Yeah.
We did Sam Spade, I believe, and we always had a drummer in the corner wherever we were with a cigarette dangling out of her mouth, hitting those rim shots at the end of the jokes.
It was a terrific thing. That was Kevin Pollak playing the inspector, and you and of course Jan Hooks. And
that was so much fun.
And she went on to do Saturday Night Live and a few other things.
Yes, indeed. I used to call them Poppy Puddles. That was my nickname for her.
Well,
come on now, Poppy Puddles. Tell the truth.
She was very funny. Your daughter is doing very well, I understand.
She has got into the business. When she was 12 years old, I said, "What do you want for Christmas, honey?" She said, "I want an agent." We live in L.A. I didn't get that for Christmas.
Yeah.
I need a new publicist, Dad. So I got her an agent. I went to my agent, actually, and I said, "Would you send my daughter out?" And they said, "Well, we don't do kids, but since it's your daughter, we'll send her out." And she's been working ever since.
Wow.
National commercials, a lot of Disney stuff, Wizards of Waverly Place. Lemonade Mouth was one of her big Disney movies. And she played Velma in the Scooby-Doo movies and went on to do 2 years on the CSI Cyber series on CBS, which unfortunately just got canceled. But she's actually excited about that because she's now going on tour with Mike Snow starting August 6th.
Okay. Now, she's also has a record out, does she not?
Oh, yeah. She's got several EPs out. Her recent music video, Girls Like Girls, has hit a whopping 41 million views, which ain't too bad.
No.
Some of her lesser videos have hit, 2 million, 3 million, but they're up there. She's up there and signed with Columbia Records, just having the time of her life. She's 25, living the dream.
Yikes. Listen, you have now bonded with this fellow by the name of Phil Proctor.
Yes.
You guys came up with an idea, and it was called Boomers on the Bench. We're going to play a little bit of it so that you can see, when you watch the television version, you'll see you and Phil Proctor.
Well, it's a YouTube version now.
Okay. All right. Well,
So,
whatever
but you
it
can
is.
watch it on your TV if you want.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, you'll see our show on TV, and then you can go to YouTube and
There you go.
see the Boomer Show.
Ain't technology wonderful?
And we're going to play that in about 2 seconds, well, maybe a little bit longer. I wanted you to talk about Sarah also, your lovely wife. who is a terrific choreographer on the ice stuff.
I will.
Yeah,
I will.
We'll talk.
Yeah, and you're right, dude. The technology is fantastic. I've got to stop here and put a quarter in the phone.
Okay.
No, you can just send us a check for all this.
Yeah, I will. I'll have to.
There's the Boomers.
Hey, did you see the Grammys?
Kidding me? I live with one.
No, I mean the music awards, if you can call it music.
Yeah.
I really miss the old rock bands, you know. This rapping and hip-hop stuff is for the birds.
You know, but the birds, huh?
Yeah.
Roger McGuinn.
Oh.
Chris Hillman, Graham Parsons, their drummer, Gene Clark.
Whose drummer was Keith Moon?
Yes, he was.
Whose?
You got it, yeah.
Got what?
No, Watts with the Rolling Stones.
I don't care about the Rolling Stones. Whose drummer is Keith Moon?
Yes, until he met an untimely death.
Where?
Where? Oh, Bob, yeah, he was with the Grateful Dead.
The Grateful Dead?
Yeah. Where was the best guitarist in the world?
Where? That's what I'm asking.
With the Dead. I love them.
What did you love about them?
Them? Are you kidding me? G-L-O-R-I-A!
I can spell.
Van Morrison, Ronnie Mullins played drums.
For who?
Keith Moon, until he died.
How?
No, How was guitarist for Yes.
Yes?
That's right.
What's right?
No, Watts with the Rolling
the
Stones.
Stones.
Yeah. I think they're coming to L.A. pretty soon.
When would they?
No, Winwood was in traffic.
In traffic?
Yeah.
Where?
Where is the Grateful Dead?
I don't understand you. What's the problem?
Oh, Watts is not a problem. Watts is great. They all love him.
Who?
I told you. Keith Moon.
Forget it. I'm running out of steam.
Steam, huh? Na 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 na. Hey, goodbye.
What are you talking about now? I need a nap.
You too.
Bono.
Yeah, Bono.
Buongiorno.
Hey, ciao.
Now you're making me hungry.
Well, that's good timing, because here comes the bus.
Huh. See you tomorrow.
Same time, same bench.
If we can remember where.
Where? Oh, the Grateful Dead.
Yeah.
Boomers on the Bench is based on actual and factual, freshly broken news.
And it's all surreal, folks.
And you see the bus then traveling off. That's great.
That's awesome.
It's a great idea, Jamie.
Thank you, man.
How did you come
Thank
up?
you. Well, I tell you, it came up because Phil was bored. You know, he was with Fire Sign Theater for many, many years, and they were a group of 4 guys that did comedy albums in the 70s and 80s, and they're just brilliant. They were known as the Beatles of comedy. And I had been with Mac and Jamie, as you know, and Mac and I decided that we were both going to retire. And lo and behold, Phil and I got together one night, and I said, I love my life. He said, I love my life too, but I'm bored. I said, let's do something. So now we're going up to Lake Arrowhead every month or so and recording Boomers on a Bench for an NPR show called American Parlor Songbook that's hosted by J.P. Houston and his lovely wife, Julie Van Dusen. And it's just a real fun little romp, kind of along the lines of Lake Wobegon, which is long gone at this point, and because Garrison Keeler retired, as you know, a couple of weeks ago. And hopefully we can fill a void on NPR with this show. It's on about 12 different NPR stations right now, and we're hoping to get more. And it's just a lot of fun, and it's a lot of fun. We tape the scripts inside the newspaper. So when you see us looking like we're reading out of the newspaper, by golly, we're reading out of that newspaper.
Maybe we should do that, Jamie.
Exactly. I'm thinking the same thing as like we sit here. Like,
Listen, Jamie, we're getting a little tight on time here, but I wanted to find out a bit about Sarah and what she's up to, because God bless her, she's a great choreographer.
She is a great ice choreographer. We met when Peggy Fleming did her ice show in Lake Tahoe, and she hired Mac and I to be the comedians in the ice show. So we walked out in golf shoes every night on the ice, and the person who choreographed and directed the show was my now wife, a woman named Sarah Kawahara, who is in the Canadian Skating Hall of Fame. She's won 2 Emmys, She's the only ice skater to ever win Emmys for choreography. And she did the 2002 Olympics opening ceremonies, and she worked with Scott Hamilton through his entire 14-year career. And she just finished a ship show on, yes, a ship, on the Harmony of the Seas, the largest ocean liner in the world.
They have an
It's
ice
Royal
rink on the
Caribbean,
ship?
and they have an ice rink on the
ship.
third deck of this ship. And she choreographed a beautiful show
Wow.
with a cast of 40 skaters on
So,
that ship.
let me ask, do you guys ever see each other? Because you're there and she's there and your kids are here, and I mean, is anybody ever home? Do you have a dog? Does anybody feed the dog? I mean, how does that work?
It keeps things fresh.
Fresh is
we
good.
do. I know usually we go away, like she's going to Barcelona to meet the ship and recast the ship in September, and I'm going to go with her and hang out on the ship for 10 days and go to Marseille and
Don't
Barcelona,
forget your cleats.
Naples,
Don't forget your cleats.
Cinque Terre. We make the most out of our time. And when we had a job in Amsterdam a few years ago, we took the kids with us, and they lived and went to school in Amsterdam for 4 months, and that's a tremendous experience for them.
Sweet.
All right, speaking of time, Jamie, we're going to have to bug off here. We got things to do,
Okay.
and things to close up. So,
Hey, enjoyed it. Be sure your listeners and watchers tune in to Boomers on a Bench. It's on YouTube, Facebook. We're everywhere.
Okay.
We will.
Thank you. Say hi to the family for me, will you?
I sure will, Don. Love you, man.
Love you back.
Take care.
Copping a nooner with Barnhart on WWDB.
And that's where we are. And we are going to do some wrap up, but we got to plug ourselves a little bit, don't we?
Tout plug, yep.
Here we go. And it's Night Train coming up. Jimmy Forrest is our closeout song. If you want to see some, do we have the music up? I can't hear it.
He just put it up.
Oh.
I got it.
And fade out. It's about 3 minutes before we have to get out of here. My name is Don Lewis Barnhart, and this is Lady Doodah McLean. Diana is how she's formerly known. If you want to buy a book, it's time to hump my books. So I'm humping.
Hump, tout, whatever.
Whatever.
As long as they sell.
There's 4 books. Well, you know, they're not doing so hot, but that's another story. You'll see pictures of my endeavors of trying to write fiction.
Okay.
And like that.
And like that. Media Guilds International is a group that I happen to belong to, and it's sister group Vegas Voice Actors. We have a show right here at WWDB. Every other Monday we broadcast comedy sketches, original pieces by members. It's a lot of fun. Tune in Mondays, 8 o'clock right here at WWDB every other Monday. Our favorite program charity is Forgotten Friends. We talk about them every week. They're based out in Pahrump, Nevada, and they rescue and house dogs until they can be adopted out to their forever homes. They don't have an adoption event this weekend, but stay tuned next week because I'll probably have an update for you then.
For sponsorship and or likes, if anybody cares.
They do.
We only have 2 listeners.
We have more than that. I keep telling you, but go ahead.
Well, you can go to, for sponsorship and likes, go to my email address, donlewisbarnhart@gmail.com. And that's a graphic here. You can write that down if you want to. And if you would like to sponsor us, then we go get back to you and see if we can work something out.
And if you're enjoying the show, which of course you are, because why else would you be tuned in, and you want to see previous broadcasts, you can go to the archives located at the station website, WWDBcorp.com. And you can also go to our WWDBcorp.com on YouTube and catch the shows there.
Woo! They can go everywhere.
They can go everywhere.
All right. Well, listen, it's about time for us to get out of here. It's nice to have you back from vacation.
I'm glad to be back.
And, you know, every time you go away, we're off. We only do 1 show a week, and your hair gets just a little bit longer.
Yes.
But I love it the way it is, so don't mess around with it.
Thank you much.
Okay, a verbal meme, or a meme. If you find yourself in a hole, first thing to do is stop digging.
There you go.
You all have yourselves a grand old day, everybody.
Y'all have yourselves a grand old day, everybody.
Holy cow.
See ya.